Hello, this is Father David here with day 23 of the Nativity fast. Our quote today is a commentary of St. John Chrysostom on the epistle reading, which was from St. Paul's first epistle to St. Timothy. And he speaks about the epistle reading that has to do with prayer and all of the things that can disrupt prayer. He says, and what is holy, in reference to when St. Paul references that. The definition of holy for St. John, he answers himself, is pure. And what is pure? Not washed with water, but free from covetousness, murder, rapacity, violence, without wrath and doubting, without bearing malice. Let the mind of one who prays be pure, freed from all passion. Let no one approach God in enmity or in an amiable temper or with doubting. We should have no misgiving about being heard. Now, this is a very interesting thing because I've often said, and other people have responded to me as well, that one of the stories that they really resonate with, they really relate to, is the father of the demon-possessed young man came to Jesus, said, if you can do anything, help me. Christ said, anything is possible for him who believes. And he says, the father, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. And we talk about pure prayer here as being undistracted from all of these things. Covetousness, murder, violence, wrath, and doubting. But so often, prayer can be, a desperate cry from someone who's at the end of their rope. Lord, help me. Someone who, like St. Peter, is sinking under the waves. Lord, save me. Just a desperate hand up. And oftentimes this is the faith and the trust when someone has nothing else to trust in, that they finally lean completely on Christ and they find that he's there. But it can be discouraging to hear these words of St. John to say, we must be divorced and free from all of this. And we feel like I am not free from those things. And here I am trying to pray. And I find myself rattled by all of these things. I've been offended, hurt by particular people, maybe even people I go to church with, maybe even the priest. And I'm supposed to pray to this God and be free from those things. What do I do? It can be very difficult. First of all, ultimately faith, real faith, belief, as we put it. When we say, I believe, say in the creed, pistevo, that word, I believe, that doesn't just mean to think that certain things are a certain way. I believe in one God. Oh, well, then I would assent to the fact that a God exists. In a sense, that is belief. But in another sense, what we're saying here is so much deeper. What we need to say, or what we ought to know kind of as we say the creed, is I trust. I trust in one God. I depend on one God. I live my life in function of the God that I believe will be there, maybe not always to give me exactly what I want, maybe not always to deliver me from the things that I fear are going to happen to me. But I trust that this is a God who is not going to abuse me simply for his own amusement. He's not simply going to neglect me and leave me hanging out to dry out of indifference or apathy. And it's this God that we need to spend time with daily, in silence, in prayer, repeating the words of the church, and bringing ourselves to a place where we are with him. In peace, let us pray to the Lord. And understand that this is our Father, this is our God, who is ever with us. And in the midst of these difficulties, in the midst of all of the anger and the covetousness and the wrath and the doubt, to practice that presence of God, coming into his presence, reminding ourselves of his presence, stilling ourselves in that presence, and remembering ultimately it isn't just a psychosomatic exercise of centering ourselves, but it is bringing ourselves back into alignment and in communion with, in connection with the one that we are called to trust after everything he has done for us, as we say in the liturgy. All the things that you have done for us, the cross, the tomb, the resurrection on the third day, the ascension into heaven, the sitting at the right hand, the second and glorious coming, and everything else that he's done for us through his saints, through his provision for us, through bringing us through close calls. Let us remember that our God is aware of us still, and we can trust him. So Lord willing, we will see you tomorrow. God bless, and take care. Bye-bye.